Hey, what up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Mike.
And Tyler, and this video is brought to you by the fine folks at Naples Rib Company.
All of the 562's Long Beach Poly coverage this year brought to you by Jayon Brown and Playfair Sports Management.
And all of the 562 season previews this year are sponsored by Vertical Rays.
You know the address, 1600 Atlantic. Previously on the 562. Last time we saw the Jackrabbits, Tyler, they were wrapping up a CIF championship last year. They've been working hard since then to get better. They return 14 starters. This is a very good and very deep Long Beach Poly team, and we're going to take a tour around and show you what they look like.
Yeah, let's take a good look, and you can call him the one. Darius Curry will be the guy at quarterback and wearing Uno for a reason. A very talented junior, already with a ton of scholarship offers too, Mike.
For sure. He was here when Nico and Madden Yamaleava transferred in, and he is still here after they transferred to Warren. This is an old school Poly kid. He spent some of the year last season sidelined with an injury, but what we did see was very exciting, including this Hail Mary last second touchdown against Sarah. But we all know at Long Beach Poly it's going to start up front with the Usos. The Jackrabbits return 4 O-line starters from a team that averaged 14 yards per carry in the playoffs. There were a lot of holes out there. It was Swiss cheese for the running backs. Tyson Ruffins, Nathan Samoa, Jeremiah Filippo, and Enrico Ropati all back.
And the running backs are little, but they are lion-hearted, and they are not afraid of contact. Devin Samples, Noodles Kaysen, and Aka, Ron Green, all factor in, and we just saw it. They just pounded teams in the playoffs. They weren't the prototypical like speed backs that Poly tends to have, but they will bruise you and wear you down and run through you when they have to.
These guys definitely not afraid of contact. You will hear Stephen Barbie, the head coach, yelling on the sideline at Devin Samples, no one person can bring you down, and that is definitely the way those running backs carry themselves in games. The receiving core, one of the few places they are replacing a lot of guys due to graduation, but the new players like Raiden Brown right there, Luke Buggs, Jordan Malaulu, Charles Clinton, and Ezekiel Orozco all look good, and there are some returners, Tyler.
Yeah, like him. J-Rob, Jason Robinson, the USC commit, is going to be a junior, but it feels like, he's been around almost forever, but he's just such a talented, shifty playmaker. One of the best route runners we've ever seen in high school. And you know what, Mike? The next one up is his younger brother, Jaden Robinson. He could be poised for a massive breakout. We saw big things from him in track season, and even as a 9th grader, he was doing a lot of good things. A very versatile, quick, and elusive weapon for the Jackrabbits this year. He could be the guy that's kind of the next one up,
For sure. He's got Power 5 offers as well. Absolutely elite change of speed, quickness, and burst. Very excited to see what he does. But we know at Poly that D block is the biggest indicator of how far they will go in the playoffs, and this is a very deep and talented defense. Up front, the lineman, Arizona commit Dom Lolosio, added some weight and some size from last year. Phoenix Tusa is going to anchor things at nose guard. Troy Tomasoa and other guys in on rotation. They've got more depth up front this year, and so you're going to see probably a lot of this, I would guess.
Yeah, they definitely got better as the year went on, and stuffing the run will be a key and something that they very well may do well. Linebacking core might be the best we've seen in a decade at Poly. I mean, that was Dylan Williams, the USC commit, just a junior, but he is a dude, Mike.
Yeah, he is one of the top-rated players in that junior class for a reason. He's an absolute stud, but they also have other starters back like the Repo Man, Ike Mikaele, who always comes for what's his. The sophomore last year, Josh Noodles Kaysen, we already saw him at running back, but he is another guy that is just super, super physical and not afraid to come up and lay the wood. They've also got Jebediah Tuupo and others, but you can see it's a very versatile group, and that defense is really anchored around them being able to do everything, and they did it last year.
Of course, there's always going to be great DBs for the green and gold. LSU commit Dalen Austin leads a talented group of returners. Good word there, returners, because he'll be doing some of that as well. Obviously, great frame, can go up and get the ball. A weapon on offense too, potentially. Dalen's just one of those guys where you're like, man, an All-American in the secondary, what you expect to see at Poly.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the next one up in that very proud lineage, but they've also got guys like Timmy Tuiagamoa who are, he's going to be flying around making a lot of plays this year. They've got Kylan Allen back at the other corner spot, and some newcomers, Chase Stewart, Armani Wilson, and Hassani Scott, all going to be in the mix for the Jackrabbits in the secondary.
Depth is definitely better there, and the special team's also going to be set. It's Dylan Michelle, the shell, with kicking shoes on. He missed just one kick last year among extra points and field goals, and a lethal return unit for Poly, where they've got Dalen Austin, who didn't really know what he was doing too much as a returner,
yes,
but he's been practicing it, and he's better than he was last year, already pretty good.
And they look really sharp in the return game this year. That's going to be a big key. They will open up at Clovis next week. Then they're at home against Serra in a TV game and at Mission Viejo. Big expectations for this Poly team. We're very excited to see what they can do in 2022.
We want to thank all of our sponsors, including Ocean Law Center, for their support of local sports coverage. If you want to keep up with these Jackrabbits on the road, at home, and everywhere they go as they try to defend their CIF title, you got to keep it locked right here at the562.org.